What is up, man? We are back in black in the building, man. Man, shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. You already know what it is. Y'all know how the intros go. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee, Philly in the building. Homegirl Erica, Florida, aka Florida, is definitely in the building. And shout out to my brother James Youngblood, Texas in the building. Shout out to the homeboy Dave for No Compromise. Joseph's definitely in the building. Shout out to everybody in Vegas. Shout out to the homegirl Melina, all the way in North Carolina, aka North Kakalaka. Hey man, shout out to everybody. Shout out to the homegirls that I know in Arizona. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my peoples in Vegas again. Is Trump on the right path? Let's get it. Man, shout out to my brothers, man, David and James, man. We have these amazing conversations. You know, we text back and forth a lot. And I throw things out there because I'll be liking to see what their response is going to be. Sometimes they'll throw things out there to see what I'm going to be. I don't think David want to give me no more topics to speak on because I guess David said, man, you was going in, Warren G, on that one topic. Don't give me no topic. I just try to keep it concise or whatever. But like I said, we don't have a lot of time. So let's get into it, man. I see your boy Trumpster. Man, is he on the right path? Seems to be like he ain't playing. Him and your boy Elon Musk. They not playing. Let's see. President Donald Trump said he is considering a plan that would give 20% of the savings identified by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, back to Americans, potentially complicating the country's ongoing battle with elevated inflation. There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, Trump said in its remarks at the FLL Priority Summit in Miami on Wednesday. The idea of a so-called DOGE dividend, a check sent to every taxpayer funded with DOGE savings, was publicly floated on Tuesday by a user of Musk's social media platform X. Musk replied to the post that he would check with the president. While Trump didn't share specific details, the payout threatens to reheat the U.S. economy at a time when inflation has remained stubbornly above the Federal Reserve's ideal target of 2%. It rose to 3% in January, the highest level since June 2024. Didn't I tell you about those interest rates? While Trump didn't share specific details, the payout threatens to reheat the U.S. economy. And this wouldn't be the first time that Americans receive payments directly from the federal government during the pandemic. More than 476 million payments, totaling $814 billion, went out to households. Let's see. During Trump's first presidential term, qualifying Americans received 1,200 in March 2020 and 600 in December of 2020 when former President Joe Biden assumed office in March of 2021. Another round of relief checks totaling 1,400 was sent out. Just over 1 year after the final payments were sent, consumer prices in the U.S. hit a 41-year high. While multiple factors have led to Americans' recent bout of inflation, which I've been talking about a lot, including supply chain disruptions, pandemic-induced demand shifts, and Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine, some economists blamed substantial government spending for overheating the economy. Researchers at the St. Louis Fed estimated that government stimulus was responsible for 2.6 percentage points of the 7.9 annual inflation rate recorded in February of 2022. Generous fiscal support contributed to an increase in the demand for consumption goods during the pandemic, but industrial production did not adjust quickly enough to meet the sharp increase in demand, St. Louis Fed researchers wrote. While the U.S. economy is in a very different place than it was in the months after the pandemic, when people stayed home and many businesses ground to a halt, the Fed is still battling post-pandemic inflation. Consumer price rose a half percentage point in January alone, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That was the largest monthly jump in prices since August of 2023, a potential troubling sign that inflation is going in the wrong direction. Inflation is back, Trump said. I had nothing to do with it. Trump promised to tackle inflation one day on day one of his presidency, but it's not just Dodge dividends checks that may derail that plan. Economists warn some of the Trump administration and other economists priorities such as tariffs and mass deportations could stoke the price of everyday goods and services. Still, some economists say the battle against inflation can't be won without bringing down the government's debt. The U.S. national debt totaled $35.5 trillion in the 2024 fiscal year, a $1.4 trillion increase from 2023, according to the Treasury Department. Additionally, the U.S. Department to GDP ratio rose by 2% points in fiscal year 2024 from 2023, a sign that the U.S. debt burden is increasingly weighing on the economy. Trump has claimed Dodge, which he created by executive order last month, was saving taxpayers billions and billions of dollars every single day by identifying stances of fraud and abuse in the government. All right, so I just want to read that to y'all so we can have an understanding. Now, this is what I believe. I don't believe Trump is lying. I'm sorry on this one, y'all. He started out in a lot of stuff. Oh, your girl Stacey Abrams, the Pine Sol lady, was getting some dividends and some money that the Dodge department found. Oh, he found him and Elon Musk found all kinds of money that was not being distributed in a way that has a moral compass. It was being distributed in a way that lacks the moral compass to divide the pie equally among foundational Black Americans. So basically, I just did that to let y'all know, hey, I could do that without cussing and all that. Yep. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. Translation. Donald Trump and his people found that the American people have been duped, bamboozled, run amok. They've been stealing, padding their pockets, sharing it with their homies the whole damn time, while we sitting up here struggling and can barely afford to make ends meet. People can barely afford to buy homes because the interest rates are so high because of government spending. They found all kinds of money that was being redistributed to just all kinds of dumb shit. And that's why I believe a lot of people were crying foul when he said, I'm just going to start airing it out and putting it all on the table of where this spending and this money is going. Why would he care? He's a billionaire. So he probably don't care no way. Hence, that's why 6,000 IRS agents were laid off, effective immediately by the Trumpster. I wonder why he would do that. Stealing. And y'all know every president, let's remove the president from the lexicon. What billionaire likes the IRS? Because the IRS could be used as a tool to bully people. And I've heard instances of it. Now, so there's so much government spending going on in the wrong direction. My question would be, all this government spending and tax dollars being deferred to all these LGBTQ grants and immigrant grants and all that, that could have been reparations for foundational Black Americans. That's what I would figure, right? But yet again, that's too much like right. I believe that he's in the right direction, he's on the right path, and he's calling out names, and he is holding people accountable. And I'm not talking about just, no, hold people accountable. I don't care if they Republican, I don't care what it is. Why y'all stealing? You see all this money being diverted to other places. I'm like, why is Stacey Abrams getting money diverted to any programs that she got going on? Why is she even in the conversation? It's about to be more people in this conversation. You know why? Because it's about to be a lot of people whose monies is about to be outed because they've been stealing and getting government programs when those programs should be diverted to foundational Black Americans. This is what we've been complaining about this whole time. Y'all got all this money for all these dumbass programs, but when it comes to foundational Black Americans, be like, well, damn, can we just get the money that was owed to us first? And then we'll leave y'all alone. Oh, no. Then it becomes, well, what are you going to do with the money? And, I see it on Twitter. I see it kind of sometimes on Instagram. I see when I listen to Tariq Nasheed, we was having this conversation, me and my brother David and James Youngblood, and I was telling them, I was like, when you listen to Tariq Nasheed, you have to understand, he's coming from a perspective of people that haven't read anything. Meaning a lot of these people that be trolling him and going on his Instagram and all that, those people ain't read nothing. They're not educated. So he's showing you a side of the society, the dominant society, that's not educated, has not read anything, and Black folk as well. Black folk that be beating their chest, Democrat, and then when you be like, okay, so name me one policy that's specifically helping Black folk. What do most Democrats say? Well, he can't just be the president for Black people. He got to be the president for all people. Am I correct? Right. So with that being said, I think we need to remove ourselves from the four-wall effect, as Neely Fuller Jr. talks about. RIP to Neely Fuller Jr. That's the four-wall effect. Mental masturbation. This man and Elon Musk, which I'm not a fan of Elon Musk, but y'all need to understand, go watch Vince McMahon's documentary. This is about business. Politics is business. Politics isn't how you feel. This is business. The bottom line, you vote your interest. So if Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going to go have a powwow and say, hey, these government entities are stealing money and getting paid not to do nothing, they're not helping the economy. I'm the richest man in the world. You think I don't know what frivolous spending is and just doing whatever? Yeah, he knows it. Does he have his own agenda? Probably. We don't know what his agenda is, but I can tell you this. I'm loving that foundational Black Americans will not be at the helm of the blame game. If you notice, the Trumpster never even mentioned foundational Black Americans as far as stealing the money. Isn't that ironic? He's mentioning everybody else that work in the federal government stealing. That's why they don't want him changing shit. Because they know he's going to be like, yep, they were spending money on this, they were spending money on that, and they were doing this, and they were doing that. And the whole time, Trump's sitting up there just letting people do whatever they fucking want. These people wasn't going to hold Joe Biden accountable for nothing. He told us to give it to Hispanics, didn't he? That's what he told us. And dumbass Black people was doing it. That's why you see so many other racial groups. Where the Black people at? Where are we? We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're sitting this dog fight out because, oh, my bad, we don't have a dog in that fight. Because that's not our problem. Our problem is high ass interest rates deterring foundational Black Americans from purchasing homes. I've been saying this for I don't know how long. David, James, all y'all know I want all my people to buy homes. I'm tired of going to neighborhoods. You see one Black person, maybe 2 or 3 Black people, and the rest is every other racial group but Black folk. But we built the country for free. And the one thing I'm going to say about every other racial group, you notice they don't share any of their resources with foundational Black Americans. But they want us to be fighting for them, marching and whining and repeating because people are illegally coming over here. That's a crime against humanity. You know why? Because you're coming over here illegally and receiving illegal benefits and unearned benefits. That's why you got so many people having anchor babies, and that's out. That's out. And we have awakened and we know what it is. We need to have a different type of understanding. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that man that called people out, oh, y'all stealing. And I'm going to just say this, David, Change Young Blood, everybody. We all knew this was going to happen. When I seen Keisha Love Mammy Bottles got fired, I was like, I knew that was going to happen. Y'all all jumped out the window for the Democratic Party. I was listening to a podcast, and I was listening to, I think it was Godfrey's podcast, and he was basically like, oh, well, Kamala really won. No, nigga, she didn't. She got washed, annihilated, eviscerated. It was a debacle, an onslaught. That's what happened. Because the American people have spoken. Them people, you have to understand, there's more poor people than wealthy people, whether they white or black. And you don't think white poor people are looking at this shit like, hey, this isn't working. I can barely pay rent. I can barely pay my mortgage. I can barely pay my power bill. See, people be talking all that shit. Go to Alabama. Do y'all know how much their power bill is? It's like $800-900 a month. Yeah, the houses may be like $150,000, but your power bill is going to be $800 a month. Not your mortgage, just your power bill. See, we have to have different understanding. There's more poor people than wealthy people. If you want the economy to be on an even keel, you got to give a little to get a little. He's talking about, I'm about to take this money that they've been stealing and giving it to the American citizens. They talking about 5 racks. So if they're talking about 20% being diverted to United States of American citizens, which would equal something between what, 3,500 and 5,000, that lets you know how much money was being held, stolen, erased from the system. They got so bad. Donald Trump like, man, we got to go to Fort Knox and make sure the damn gold bars there. You're just stealing the gold bars too? He probably looking like, damn, man, y'all some greedy motherfuckers. I know I'm greedy because I'm a billionaire, but damn. Y'all really finna be doing this? Just stealing from the American people and acting like y'all not stealing at all? With the interest rates as high as it, the interest rates are 7% for a home. 7%. I don't think that's really registering with people. I'm like, man, look, let me tell you something. Right now, playtime is out. You ain't got time to be dicking around, bullshitting around. All my peoples out there, you got kids, you better start teaching them about stock, 401k, IRAs. You better do it. I'm not going to keep saying it. You better do it. If you're in a position to purchase a home, you better do it. Don't be waiting around and, I got time. You don't got time. And all you family members, when you see people in your family trying to purchase a home, stop being cheap. Stop worrying about you and help that person that's trying to purchase a home. I've been saying this shit. And I may get flack for it, and I don't care. People are like, well, why they got to help? Because it takes a community. I'm going to say it again. It takes a community of people to have forward progress if we are all on the same page. See, we feel like, well, motherfucker gotta get it like they live, because shit, I got it. No, you got it like you live so you can be the better example for the person that's coming behind you. That's why I'm always willing to talk about purchasing a home. Because I don't claim to know anything, but damn, we need more FBAs buying homes, purchasing homes. And if you can't purchase the home where you are, because it's too expensive, you need to relocate and find another avenue of purchasing a home. Don't stay where you're at, because you're wasting time. You're jogging in place. You're talking to a person that knows what they're talking about when it comes to this, 100%. Don't stay. The United States of America is your oyster. You can go anywhere in the United States of America. You're not an immigrant. So don't hold your place. Don't hold it to, oh, well, I got to stay here. No. You don't have to do that. There are other states. There's Seattle, there's Washington, there's California, there's Nevada, there's Texas, there's Nebraska, there's Wyoming, there's Iowa, North and South Dakota. You better get it like you live. I don't believe it. Oh, just stay there and it'll happen. Yeah, you will look up and it'll be 20 years later. Now the prices are more expensive. The interest rates are more high. The longer you wait, the harder it will become, especially when it comes to purchasing a home. So don't limit yourself. And I get it, moving out of state is expensive, and I understand that. Just look. Look at the price. Look what's going on. Like, I can use Vegas as an example, and then I'm done. Vegas has no state tax, right? But Vegas is going to hit you for registering your car. Vegas is going to hit you for insurance on that car because of all the auto pedestrian deaths that occur every month. 365 days a year. So your insurance premiums are going to be very high, right? Your registration is going to be very high. Las Vegas, Nevada's heat is very, very much a tough thing to deal with. It's hard on your car. It's hard on your home. It's just very hard to deal with, right? And you say, oh, that's not a big deal. Go live out there in Vegas in the summertime and tell me how much your power bill will be. Because your power bill is going to be about $300, $400, $500, $600. I know, because I lived it. And the place that I was living in is not big at all, small. And I'm talking about you keeping your air at 74, 75 degrees. We talking about $500, $600. The summertime in Vegas is from May until October. So let's count that down. May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 6 months of heat. 6. So you have to weigh your options. You got to go to a place that maybe, maybe they have a state tax, but maybe their funds are being diverted other places. I'm not saying these states are all morally righteous and do the right thing with their money. This is politics, so we know how it runs. But what I'm saying is don't stay. Because if you look at what's going on with Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and not just Elon, just what Donald Trump's administration is doing is, I think what they're trying to do is run up the scoreboard. I think what they want to do is show people, you know what? This is how shit should be done. I don't give a fuck if you don't like I'm deporting these illegal immigrants. I don't care that you don't like that I'm digging in the government's finances to see if they're being righteous with the money. And people could say, well, who gave Donald Trump the moral compass over what the federal government should do? You're right. Who gave him the moral compass? Nobody did. He's just only the president of the United States of America Incorporated. So I guess he's granted himself the moral compass of what you should be doing with the money. And I'm glad that we, meaning FBAs, are not being blamed for the spending, the being out of budget, the robbing the federal government of resources. I'm glad it ain't us. And Stacey Abrams, they put her on blast, and that's what she get. Stop shaking hands with Freddy Krueger and trying to go to brunch with him. Freddy Krueger does not like to eat scrumpets and drink tea. Freddy Krueger is going to kill you. He's going to hurt you. But so many people think that they can sit down and have a talk with Freddy Krueger and think everything is going to be fine. And then when it's not fine, you're like, I can't believe Freddy Krueger turned on me. It's Freddy Krueger. Stop relying on everybody else's information. Rely on your own and know this. These people been stealing. This is just the first administration that put it on blast. That's all. And y'all have to understand, working together and working with people is better than working against people. If people got information on how to purchase a home, go sit down and chop it up with them. We got to stop being so prideful and pass the information around. Information is key. Because let me tell you something. No administration is an ally of the Foundation of Black Americans. We have to be our own ally. We have to be our own bully pulpit. We have to be our own loudspeaker. We have to be our own research department. We don't have any of those amenities. And we got to stop going on these corporate plantations and thinking it's our job. It's not your job. You're there to do the job and get the fuck on. Stop smiling. Stop telling all your personal business. Still to this day, y'all, I see people just telling all their personal business at work. And it's like, what are you doing? Just telling the dominant society all your personal business. We need rules and guidelines and social game rules on how we navigate the corporate plantation. because at the end of the spectrum, they have no problem separating and separating ties with you. Cutting ties with you is the name of the game with them. You are a number. It doesn't matter how much work you do, you're still a number. We got to be on the same page. Four wall effect is real, and we got to stop analyzing each other and start analyzing these other racial groups and take part in researching how they do it and how they come together and bring that information back to your people. Now, when you bring the information back, we have to be cognizant of the information that's being brought back so we can study it. Stop fighting each other. Y'all see what's going on when y'all go on these corporate plantations. Y'all know how we get treated. That's why it'd be hard for me to even be after, man, especially after kind of revisiting Neely Fuller Jr. Sometimes I look at the book. Sometimes I go on YouTube and listen to his little podcast. Not little, but listen to his podcast. And it's another guy's podcast, but he would do interviews on it. And I would just study it and be like, damn, he's right. He's like, y'all don't need to be around each other unless it's constructive behavior. So if it's not constructive behavior, get away from people. Especially if every time y'all get together, y'all gonna be arguing and fighting. We're wasting time. We're down by 10 and we don't have Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. So we got to get it together. 7-0 to it. Have the mind to want to learn every day and listen to your people. All I'm probably going to do is have you alone. No, be warm-hearted and be receptive to information people are giving. Because I'm going to tell you again, none of these parties have our best interest at heart. They have their best interest at heart. Remember that. I'm out. Guilty, nigga. Peace.